And sadly, there will likely be more. Before it ends, that's the way it is. Likely be more, but we'll do everything possible where that won't be the case. But America will avenge their deaths and deliver the most punishing blow to the terrorists who have waged war against basically civilization. Lay down your arms and receive full immunity or face certain death. It will be certain death. Won't be pretty.
Welcome to the Common Sense Philosophy channel. Today's video is called Trump versus Iran. Trump versus Iran. Oh man. This is an interesting thing. So it looks like concerning, I guess we call it a war. It's Trump, I guess he talks with, so it would be United States working along with Israel, dealing with Iran and the things they got going on. So I guess they're trying to figure all this out. And there's a big push for their government in Iran to be removed. And basically, President Trump is telling them, we're going to remove certain things from your government, their regime, and you guys can take it over. So you see it, and multiple times we've seen United States do things like this. And sometimes I guess people would say it works, and others would say that it just be other people that move in a position that's just as bad. I've heard both sides, and it kind of makes sense. I've seen both sides. When you start going into someone else's country and changing things, you almost want to make sure that they get things right, that you kind of give them some type of plan. It's like if you have a business and you go say, hey, there's a business over here, they're not treating their employees right. So we're going to go over here and we're just going to get rid of their boss and their management. Let's just say management, get rid of the supervisors. And without going there with some type of management plan, you're just leaving them employees just to run around. And I just don't know how that's going to work out. But it's worth checking out, and we'll see how it goes. So thanks for checking out the Common Sense Philosophy channel. Always remember to use your common sense and don't be afraid to philosophize. Also, like and subscribe on your way out. Check out some of these videos and their perspectives. And leave your perspective. Leave a comment, because your voice is important too. All right. So you guys have a good day. I'll be talking to you guys soon. Yep.
Somehow, I knew Obama's name was going to come up.
I was very proud to have knocked out the Iran nuclear deal by President Barack Hussein Obama. That was a horrible, horrible, dangerous document. They would have had nuclear weapons 3 years ago. Nuclear weapon. They were on the road to getting one legitimately through a deal that was signed foolishly by our country.
So, in other words, the war with Iran is Obama's fault. That's really pretty much what he's going with. Like, how does one not take accountability for their own actions? And now he on national TV celebrating that the United States took out 10 of their ships, claiming that the reason why the United States went in to do this is so they couldn't have missiles that will reach us. This is all just a bunch of you know what. Like, how can the American people even fall for this kind of nonsense? But that's okay, because I know most of them eating it up. All I'm going to say is sleeper. You could put the rest to it. I really hope the United States see no retaliation.
Here's an update that the American Embassy has, and this is earlier today, the American Embassy in Israel is demanding that all of the Americans would flee the country as soon as possible. They're also asking in Egypt and over in Jordan. Now, this war that is getting ready to take place with Iran is very significant to the next steps that is going to take place according to Bible prophecy, like the AC, like the tribulation, the war that is being stirred up against this Iranian regime is because God is judging the nations right now. And the Bible speaks of a time where the nations has to be judged.
Proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations. For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond.
The phone with President Trump. It was a roughly 9-minute phone interview talking about the war in Iran. Just want to give you the quotes. He said, quote, "We're knocking the crap out of them. I think it's going very well. It's very powerful. We've got the greatest military in the world, and we're using it." I asked the president how long he thought this war might last. He said, "I don't want to see it go on too long. I always thought it would be 4 weeks, and we're a little ahead of schedule." I asked him if the U.S. was doing more to help the Iranian people reclaim their country than the military strikes, if there was other stuff going on. He said, "Yes, we are indeed, but right now we want everyone staying inside. It's not safe out there." He also suggested it was about to get even less safe. "We haven't even started hitting them hard. The big wave hasn't even happened. The big one is coming soon." I asked the president about the fact that Iran attacked Arab countries in the region, Bahrain, Jordan, Kuwait, Qatar, and the UAE. He said that that was the biggest surprise so far for him and his team. Quote, "We were surprised. We told them," meaning the Arab countries, "we've got this." And now they want to fight, and they're aggressively fighting. They were going to be very little involved, and now they insist on being involved. He said of the Arab leaders of those countries, "I know these people, they're tough and smart." The Iranians, he said, quote, "shot into a hotel. They shot into an apartment house. It just made them," meaning the Arab leaders, "angry. They love us, but they were watching. There was no reason for them to be involved."
Check it out. Listen, bro. America and them just bombed Iran, man. So what do y'all think is gonna happen, huh? So y'all think these countries is just gonna let America just come in and do anything and everything without no consequences and repercussions? Listen, bro, I advise y'all to stay out of tall buildings, stay off the planes. Shit, I wouldn't even get on the train. I'll stay in my car. Anything with a mass crowd. I wouldn't even go to a mass crowd meeting or wherever it's a group of people at, man. No, I wouldn't go nowhere. Ain't none of that trustworthy. No football games, no, I'm just keeping it hot, bro. These people play it by a different rule. Trump just got us in some major shit, man. Listen, man, stay dangerous, America. If you got your guns, get your guns, bro. We come together as a people, stand by each other. I don't know about that government shit, but we gonna stand together as a people, bro. Real talk, stay safe. Niggas get diddied every day, B.
Is facing growing questions about the reasons for this war. He says the mission will continue until America's objectives are achieved, but some in Congress are demanding more details on what those objectives actually are.
Well, in his latest remarks, President Trump said it is America's responsibility to do something about Iran's threat to the world. And about his decision to take out Iran's supreme leader, Trump told ABC late Sunday, quote, "I got him before he got me." President Trump offered a thumbs up after landing in Washington last night, but he ignored mounting questions about Iran hours after posting this update on social media.
Combat operations continue at this time in full force, and they will continue until all of our objectives are achieved.
On Sunday, the president said the operation could last another month, with the senior White House official telling CBS News the new potential leadership in Iran has indicated they want to talk. But early this morning, Iran's security chief appeared to shut the door on that, posting, "We will not negotiate with the United States." Democratic Senator Chris Murphy said on Face the Nation that new leadership will not necessarily mean a new Iran.
I'm rooting for democracy in Iran, but the most likely outcome here is that hardliners take over the government. They restart their missile program, they restart their nuclear program, and we're just right back at bombing them again.
Democrats are also criticizing the administration's explanation for attacking Iran, that there was an imminent threat to the U.S. Republicans argue the threat was always looming.
Iran no longer being led by a theocratic, murderous dictator, that makes America much, much safer.
I'm an Iranian American here. There's a lot of talk about, did President Trump violate the Constitution with the Iran airstrikes? Let's actually take a look and see how this works. When I became an American citizen, there's a test that you have to take to go through the entire process. And in that test, you've got to study what is the Constitution, what's in it, understand how the government works. The Constitution gives Congress the power to declare war, but it also makes the president the commander-in-chief of the military. This means a president does not need congressional approval for every limited military action. Presidents from both parties have exercised that authority. In 2011, President Obama authorized airstrikes in Libya without a formal declaration of war by Congress. President Trump in 2020 ordered the strike that killed Iranian General Qasem Soleimani. President Biden recently authorized multiple airstrikes in Syria against militia groups tied to Iranian-backed forces. Look, in each of these cases, the justification was the same. These were limited, targeted military actions, not full-scale prolonged wars requiring congressional declaration. So whether someone supports or opposes the strike politically, constitutionally, this absolutely fits within a long-standing bipartisan pattern of to how to execute military authority in limited engagements by the President of the United States. You can hate Trump for all the ways that he is absolutely not a moral man. You can dislike Israel for what they've done. You can even oppose what's happening. But to say that it was unconstitutional just is not accurate with how the Constitution is set up and what power the president has.
He said this military build, this is war. So this is one country trying to destroy the government of another country. American critics of the military buildup around Iran have said that this is a war in search of a strategy. They said this military buildup was very impressive, but designed to do what? Well, on Truth Social, President Trump, in his 8-minute video, presented us with the answer. He's going for broke.
We are going to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground.
This is not just about nuclear weapons in Iran. It's not just about ballistic missiles. It's not just about Iranian behavior across the region. It's not even about only the Iranian Revolution. It's about everything. And so looking at all of those things, the president said, well, the Iranians still have a nuclear program, even though he had previously said that the nuclear program was totally obliterated.
If you want to make an assessment of what happened at Fordo, you better get a big shovel and go really deep, because Iran's nuclear program is obliterated.
He said that they're building up ballistic missiles, some of which, he implied, in the future could reach the United States. There's no evidence for that whatsoever. He said it was about behavior in the region, which it certainly is, but Iranian behavior across the region has been completely undermined, severely undermined, by the actions that have followed since the 7th of October attacks on Israel in 2023. And he said it's about the Iranian Revolution, the revolution itself, which is antithetical to United States interests, which again, that's true, it certainly is. And he pointed out that every week on a Friday, the Iranians chant in Tehran, death to America, death to America. There's an element of frustration in what he said. He said, we're not going to put up with any longer. And so the answer is that it's about all of those things. And he finished his Truth Social video by urging the people of Iran to rise up.
Finally, to the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand.
So effectively, this is war. It may not be a war that lasts very long. We'll see about that. But this is the United States, along with Israel, determining the idea that it will remove the government. So this is one country trying to destroy the government of another country.